Okay, let's tackle this rocker. So this is what the floor is supposed to look more like. This is what it's not supposed to look like. I don't have this patch, but I do have a part of what was told to me a universal rocker, inner rocker. So this is obviously the inner. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but this is the inner rocker. It's supposed to be the inner rocker, and it attaches. This is my pull away here. This is my rocker panel, and it attaches down here, and it attaches right here. Hopefully, I don't know how I'm supposed to weld this spot, but I will blow up that bridge when I come to it. But this inner rocker, I'm guessing here, but I am just going to, where are we here? I'm just going to weld it in place, and it'll give me something structural. I will end up with a gap here. Some guy cut this piece out of here for a patch. Yeah. Okay. But what's done is done. So I can extend this further, patch it in, leave it open to the wind and rain. I don't know, but I need a little something here to secure this. Just box it in, for lack of a better term. And I'll try to weld. Well, I'll show you as we go here. But first things first, I'm going to grind all this paint off where I'm going to attach it. So can you see that inner line? Yeah, I scratched a little inner line where it should weld. It should be going more up here, but it's too small. So it's just, I'm just going to put it where it fits. And again, it's just for structure. And maybe to keep some of the squirrels and things out of there. Okay, I want to build this little lip here before I get too far. So, pretty basic. It's, 1 inch. Probably about 1 inch would work. Good enough for just mocking it up. And then it'll go right into there. So actually, it's about 20 and a half exactly. So let's go to the garage. Oops. Bringing you over to the bench. Oh, it's so decluttered. Bring it up a bit here. Stay. What did I say? 21 inch? 20 and a half. Should I measure again? Where are you? So you need something here. Oh, just under 22. So that's pretty good. Oh, my marker. Don't go anywhere. Still there? Cut a little snip. 2 inches. Build a little. Sorry, it's cold out. Snorkeling away. And something straight. Piece of trim from the truck. Ooh. That's actually not very straight. Give me a sec. We got the Squire here. Oh, drying out. Ah! Come on. Right in the garbage. Because because it's dried out. It's where it's meant to be. And we'll cut that. There's snips. Oh, these are my garbage ones. Will it go? Now, when you use these things, as you can see, it curls the metal. I probably shouldn't use them. Just in case that's all you have around. It also makes the metal really sharp. That little nibbler I had on the bottom. But we'll see what's possible with your basic hand tools. It's really sore on the hand. Ah, perfect. Get your straightener out. Ooh, yes. I had a couple of hunks of wood for just such an occasion. And can I find them now? Of course not. But this will do. So straight. Okay, 1 inch. 1 inch. Not looking too easy. 1 inch there. Ways to go. 1 inch. Of course, 5 inches. Squeeze. Oh, that cheap ice. Really a little extra. Some here. Let's squeeze. Where's my C-clamp? You think I can find it in this place? Oh! Give me a minute. And then, what do you think, hammer? Oh, nope. I don't know. See what's going on? Precision instruments. I was using the wrong side. Woo! See how she fits. Back out. Oh, that train. How many trains today? Oh, I was supposed to cut that 20 and a half. Why didn't you say something? Bloody thing. I can make that work. But there's my patch. Now we got a little speed hole here. You probably can't see a thing. Just gonna trim a little. Oh, snip it off there. You can't see, but it'll fit. Under. Almost exact. So blitz it along here. Nicey nice. It'll work. I'll bring it back after I weld it. Okay, you're looking at the inside of the cab, behind the door, behind the seat. Your butt would be about here. And you're probably looking at some ground underneath. Pretty ugly. So with a little arts and crafts, sorry I keep running into the camera, I cut out a little cardboardy patch, formed up. And it, yeah, you're really not, yeah, it's hard for you to see in there, but it's just going to fill in this patch, fill in this hole. I can make it a little bigger back here, and it's just going to cover up my sins, but cover up the hole. Now again, fairly certain they sell a little patch to go in here to fix this part of the floor. I mean, they sell the whole floor. I don't know. It probably doesn't fit either. So this is just a quick and dirty solution. It'll be strong and it will do the trick. Have our cardboard patch strapped down on some sheet metal, and looking through the viewfinder, maybe you won't be doing this, you trace it out. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this. Seen some guys use a little spray paint, just spray out the patch, spray out it out. But yeah, and then I got a little tang here. I'll leave that on because I need a little extra there. And let's cut it out. Seen me use a variety of things to cut out metal. Let's try. Hello. How are you?
Good. I think pie's done, so I just took it out.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks, honey. Pie's done. Okay. Let's try the snips. One-handed. Oh, so shaky. It is possible. What happened here? Ugh. Oh well, we'll deal with it. I'm going to keep going. Okay. First crack. I'm pretty happy with that fit. Sticker and all. Little bit of daylight. I don't even know if you can see it in this corner. Not worried about it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, did anyone see where I put my marker? I put it down and I can't find it. But what I need to do is just all along here, put a line, and that's where I'm going to want to grind off the metal and rust, because I fully intend to weld all along in here to affix this in. Now, I don't know if you're going to know what I'm talking about, but you could weld in some little tabs or something, but this needs some support. So, yeah, I'll grind that off and I'll start the welding. Okay, don't adjust your screen. Yes, it is sunny, and yes, it is snowing. But, so I put two screws in, one here, one here, again, just to hold it in. I've said it before, it holds it for me, and it gives me a good ground, and then I can just grind that off later. And I keep forgetting what I'm telling everyone, but if I'm repeating myself, it's because I'm old. So it's these parts don't fit. That's just, they don't fit. I mean, they're much better than, I mean, how would I make this by myself? But it's going to take some pushing and really getting them in there. So I had to smash the rocker that way with a hammer, and the cab corner that way with a hammer, to get what I would call a decent fit. And still, well, maybe you might be able to see that a bit, but I don't push in. I'm happy with it. And then you can see here, huge gap. Experience from the other side. I'm going to put the door on just to mock it up, just to see where I am. If that's a concern for you, if you want the door and the rocker all pretty. But I'm not too concerned, as I don't want to be way out of whack, but I will put the door on just for a sanity check. And then I'm just going to bang this in and get a block of wood, bang this in, maybe put another screw in, and just push this metal over in there. And from the other side, I did that. I did that before I screwed this in, and I ended up, it pushed it all too far, and it looks a little wonky with the door. But I mean, that's my only tip here. Kind of, you might want to get the door if you start monkeying around with things. But then again, the door can be pushed in as well. But then you're dealing with the fender over here as well. But it's endless. But yeah, so I'm gonna push this in. I'm gonna weld it from the back. It's all ready. You can see my Apache patch here. It's all, I removed the paint from behind so it can weld, and just everything get cab, rocker, corners all kind of symbiotically attached to each other. But yeah, okay. All right, the door is just sitting there, just for alignment purposes. As you can see, no bolts, just hopes and dreams holding it in. And we're out at the bottom. Like, I know that hinge is out, but there's some adjustment there. But that'll suck in a bit. But then again, this has to come in a bit. And then that rocker. Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, I say it all the time, it's your truck, you can play with it more, but that's workable for me. So just wanted to show you with the door on. So that's it. Just goober welded it all in. My theory is 60 bad welds are as good as a dozen spot welds, inside and out. So let me try to get in there with the camera. What are you looking at? Yeah, you can see it's all welded, and then up in there, yeah. I don't know if you have any perspective, but basically the floor is attached to the rocker, right? Now you did see a gap there. I'm not going to close it in. The rocker fills in itself with water and debris well enough. I mean, having a place where you can see and clean it out doesn't sound that bad to me. And of course you're saying, well, John, I saw you covered up a bunch of rust here. You just put it over, you didn't cut it out, didn't treat it, nothing. That comes later, and actually the last step is the rust proofing. And I'm using Musty One's idea. Check him out if you want to know about rust proofing. I'm not going to give it away, but all in good time. Everything will be taken care of. So that's it for the rocker. We'll close this video off. I'm not sure what the next one will be, but the cab is pretty much done. I got a couple things loose ends to tie up, but I think the next time there'll be a cab video, it'll be on the truck. So I want to get to the chassis, start working on it, and of course get this cab on the chassis. But thanks for watching. Videos are still coming out. Take care. I might give you a bonus here. These, where are we? Holes. Here, this is what holds the trim on. I'm deleting them, so filling them in. You could do this with fiberglass. You risk it falling out, I guess, is a thing. So I'll use the welder just to buzz these shut. Yeah, so I have access to the back side, so I just ground down or wire brush the paint off just for something to weld to. You might not have access to the back, like this is probably the only place you do have access to the back, like inside the doors and stuff like that. So just give it the old, you need some clean metal, right? So give it the old red-green action. And then you'll need a little, where are we here? Little piece of metal. And I kind of domed it. So, where am I here? It would fit in there a bit more flush. And then I'll just zip some wells on there. Really nice. Whoa. Get it nice and wet. That always helps. And then if you're wanting to know how to dome it, just if you kind of hit it enough, I don't know, if something happens, it just makes that shape. So, yeah. That's definitely goobered up. Let's see. Oh. Sorry if you're seasick. And send it to the body shop.